Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. I'm so sorry for the last episode and that got repeated. Actually, I had my period cramps and I couldn't check it out properly and also couldn't see your comments, so it was all a mistake. I hope you will forgive me. So, enjoy this episode. Thanks, POV Father. Good morning, everyone. As you all know, meeting is to introduce the new CEO of our company. Jungkook has worked here before. So many of you already know him. From today onwards, he will take over as CEO and handle all. Jungkook looks around the room, searching, scanning, before his gaze finally landed on me. I gave him reassuring smile silently, encouraging him to speak. He takes a deep breath, adjusting his mic before speaking. Jungkook, good morning everyone. If there is anyone who doesn't know me, I'm Jungkook. As father said, from today onwards I will be acting as CEO, taking care of all business matters. I hope to work well with all of you. Please take good care of me. Thank you. As soon as he finished, he quickly stepped back while the room filled with applause. Father then continues discussing other important matters, and after a while, the meeting concluded. One employee approached Jungkook, handing him flowers and bouquets. While congratulating him, I leaned towards him slightly and whispering softly as so not to disturb anyone. Taehyung, I will be back in a minute. Jungkook, where are you going? He asked, almost panicked. Taehyung, just going to the washroom. He nods before turning to accept another bouquet from a colleague. I leave the meeting room and walk down the hallway in search of a restroom. Finding one at the end, I step inside. My head has, so I turn on the tap, gather water in my hands and my face. I do this as a few times before turning off the dime. My face with tissues, looking at my reflection mirror. I feel slightly better. Just as I reach for the door, I heard voices coming outside. Normally, I wouldn't teardrop, but my ears prick up when I hear Jungkook's name. Voice one, well, since the director no longer has any hair, he made his late son's lover, the CEO, giving him complete control. Jungkook has more than enough qualification standards. Are they even talking about Vice One? Not only did he get the company, but he also married someone who looks exactly like his lost lover. He is lucky. He then declines Vice Two. Yeah, but I feel bad for the guy. Our former CEO is so-called twins brother. My friend depends was one why. Was two because he married Jungkook, a man who was deeply in love with someone else. We all know how much Jungkook loved our boss. There was no way he could love anyone the same way again. It's impossible. That twin brother will have to spend the entire life experiences real love. He is just a replacement. Jungkook will never love him like he loved our boss. My heart clenched painfully. Voice one, but Taehyung is Han's twins, so how can he owner of the company? See, voice two, he is his twin brother, but he was adopted by his uncle, and they are his parents now, so how can he be the owner? Vice one. Oh, okay, the sound of the washroom door opening pulled me from my thoughts. I quickly moved into a small space between the door of and the wall, waiting until they passed before slipping out. When I returned to the meeting room. It's sympathy expect from Jungkook and parents. He sighed in relief, walking towards me, voice in my replacement. Jungkook will never love me like he loved. The word echoes in my mind, making my heart race. Jungkook, Taehyung, he called me when I stay silent. Taehyung, huh? I respond, shaking my head to clear my thoughts. Jungkook, is something wrong? He looked at me, clearly concerned. Taehyung, no, nothing is wrong. I forced a smile and changed the subject. Taehyung, did anyone finish congratulating you? Jungkook, father, yes, everything is done. You can take Jungkook home. He will start working from tomorrow. I nod and turn to Jungkook. Then shall we go? He nods and we leave the building after bidding to our parents. The car ride home is painful, silent, and even the radio plays because Jungkook turns it off. The moment I switch it on, once we reach home, our puppy runs towards us excitedly. Jungkook, did you miss us, pup? He goes, picking up the small dog as it licks his face all over. I had to overshared room, take a quick shower and lie down. My head throbs, but it's nothing compared to the ache in my heart, voice in my head. I am just my brother's replacement. Jungkook will never love me the way he loved him. It shouldn't bother me, but now that I have started for Jungkook, it does. Jungkook, what's wrong? His voice started. Nothing, just a headache. He brings me coffee in and leaves. As I close my eyes, one thought lingers. I shouldn't hope for more. To Jungkook, I will always be just my brother's replacement. Jungkook's POV. Lunch is ready. I woke him up as I finished preparing lunch. Since he said his head was hurting, I made coffee for him and then went to cook while he slept. Because he is not feeling well, I prepared soup and salad, something easy. It's better if he eats it while it's still hot, otherwise taste as good, and don't want him skipping the meal after he needs to eat and recover soon. Jungkook, can you hear me? Food is ready. Wake up. When he doesn't respond, I tried again. This time he mumbles something before finally opening his eyes. He sits up and rubs his them goggly, still not looking at me. Instant, he gets out of the bed and walks to the bathroom. I frowned but didn't say anything. He just woke up, so he's probably still sleepy. Jungkook, how are you feeling now? Did the head is down? Yeah, I'm feeling fine now. It doesn't hurt much. The towel back into the bathroom carelessly. Jungkook, that's good. I nod. Let's go and eat lunch to the dining table. And while he takes a seat, I serve the food. But sitting beside him, he takes a spoonful of hot soup, gulps it down, and sighs. Then returns to me. He nods. Damn, it tastes delicious. He smiles before going back to the eating. Instead of eating, I watch him. He smiled. It doesn't feel the same as it usually does. There is something bothering him. I can see it in his eyes. I have spent enough time with him, but this time I can't figure out what they are. He is trying to hide it from me. There is pain, but something else too, something deeper. I want to know. Trembling him. He is too good of a person to deserve this pain. He always puts others before himself, always help he can. So who or what is hurting him now. I hate seeing this expression on his face. I hate that he is hiding it from me. I want him to tell me. I want to help him. He helps me so much these past months. Brought me back from the darkness I was lost in. If not for him, I would have been here today. I never thought I would love someone again, but he was my everything. Losing him felt like losing life. I didn't just lose him, I lost myself too. Then Taehyung came into my life. He pieced my broken heart together, helped me find myself again without even realizing it. He became my reason to live. Before I knew it, I started falling for him, and honestly, that scared me. At first, I thought it was just gratitude, but as time passed, my feelings grew stronger. I cried so many nights thinking that loving someone other than Hansung was betrayal to him. I swear I wouldn't love again, but in the heart, my feelings for Taehyung only keep growing, and it's not because he looks like Hansung. Though they resemble each other, their personalities are completely different. In the beginning, Taehyung did remind me of Hansung because of their appearance, but it didn't take long for me to see the difference. Hansung was loud and cheerful. Taehyung is calm, kind, careful, and selfless. Hansung cared for his loved ones, but Taehyung cared for everyone. They are two different people, each unique in their own way, and I happen to fall for both. But what if Taehyung never sees me as anything, a responsibility? He married me only because of his brother's promise. If he finds out about my feelings, what will he do? Will he leave me? That thought terrified me. Losing him, I wouldn't survive it. Maybe it's better if things stay the way they are. At least this way I can keep him close. Taehyung, why aren't you eating? His voice snapped me out of my thoughts. I joiled slightly, catching off guard. Taehyung, Jungkook, is something wrong? He looked at me with concern, patting my back gently. He touched his worried gaze. It only made me feel grow stronger. Jungkook, huh? Nothing. He grabbed the glass of water and gulped it down quickly. Taehyung was spacing out, thinking without eating. When I called you, you flinched as if you were in a trance. His concern is obvious. Jungkook, I was just thinking about work. Since I started tomorrow, I got lost in thoughts. That's all. I lied. Okay, but don't stress too much. It will be fine. He smiled assumingly. Let's eat. I nodded and started eating. The rest of our meal is silent. After we finish, we clean up together. The rest of the day passes quickly. Night falls. After dinner, we head to bed, and but something is bothering him, and I couldn't figure it out. I turned to face him, even with his eyes closed. I know he is asleep. His eyelids twitched slightly. His breathing isn't even. Jungkook, Taehyung, I called him softly. He slowly opened his eyes and turned to me. Taehyung, what? Jungkook, you can tell me something is bothering you. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but I want you to know that whatever it is, share it with me. If I can help, I will, and even if I can't, I the desperate need to love and comfort, the keep it all inside. I know that feeling too well, and no matter how much I ask, he wouldn't tell me not. So insist. I whisper, come here. He looks at me, but after a moment he moves closer. I pull him into my embarrassed, wrapping one arm around his shoulder while my other hand gently pats his hair, his head resting against my chest, and I feel him sigh softly. His breath warm my skin through my hair. Slowly he relaxes. I snuggled closer, his arm wrapped largely around my waist. I pressed a gentle kiss to his hair and whispered, I would never say again, Taehyung. Jungkook, I think I love you. Taehyung, thanks, baby. Are you really fine? I mean, you can still go to work. Don't you take a leave for today? Jungkook encouraged me in concern when I wash up and put my clothes. As I get ready for work, I'm fine now. Jungkook, I tell him and move away from the mirror before taking one last glance at myself. Jungkook, okay, but if you ever feel bad, just come back home, he says, and I nod with a smile. After that, we both make our way out of the room to the dining table to eat breakfast. Jungkook, before we have prepared breakfast for us. After a while, took a bath, and he is going to the office today. When he was almost done, that was when I woke up. Since it's almost time for work, I took a quick shower and got ready because of my condition. Yesterday, Jungkook is suggesting that I stay at home, but I feel otherwise. If I stay here, I will keep thinking about unnecessary things. But when I got to hospital, I will be busy with work and have no time to think, so I would rather go instead of staying here. Besides, I'm really fine now. Jungkook started eating. I will feed Bob and get back. Serve the food to me while he goes to feed Bob. I wait until he get back. I don't like alone, at least not when I know someone is with me. He will be here in a minute, so I can wait until he returns. As I said, I think back to what happened yesterday. I must have gone nuts for even thinking about telling Jungkook what I was feeling. That would have led to a disaster. Good thing I controlled myself before I blurt it out. However, there is another thing that bugs in me. Now, last night when we lied in the bed to sleep, Jungkook held me. But I'm not sure. I was almost asleep, so I can't guarantee anything. But I thought I heard words like "I love you." Of course, it might have just been my imagination, some weird dream. Jungkook wouldn't say those to me, would he? Jungkook, what are you thinking? And why haven't you eaten? I told you to eat, didn't I? Jungkook called out as he gets back. I stop my thoughts and look at him. When I hear his voice. He is standing beside me with his hands on his hip, scolding me, but instead of looking scary, he just looks so cute and adorable. I let out a small clunge. Jungkook, why are you laughing? He paused with a half before sitting on the chair beside me. This time, rather than a clunge, I laughed loud. He is handling Jungkook. Taehyung, he whinnies, and I quickly Taehyung, okay, sorry, I wouldn't laugh anymore. I take myself. I was waiting for you to get back. That's why I didn't start yet. Jungkook, let's eat then. Now that I'm here, he says, and I nod before we started eating our breakfast. It doesn't take long, and after eating, we wash up and the plates and clean everything before getting ready to leave. Jungkook leaves some food and water for Pup, so he wouldn't strive until one of us returned. Then, should I drop you at company? I asked Jungkook. Because we have only one car and I have been using it. Jungkook, that's no need Taehyung's father said he will send a driver. He replies nervously, maybe feeling bad for rejecting my offer. Taehyung, that's fine. Jungkook, no problem. We hear a horn. I glance out the window and see in front of the house. Taehyung, hey, it's here, I guess. One father sent. I will get going then, since the car is already here to pick him up. I decided to leave. What was I even thinking? He wouldn't need me for everything. I shake my head, pushing away those thoughts and grab my bag from the couch. I take one last glance at Jungkook, who is still standing in his place, before making my way out. But before I can leave, hands wrap around my waist and a sudden force presses against my back. I turn my head slightly and see Jungkook hugging me. To be continued. I'm so sorry everyone for tomorrow's mistake. Hope you will enjoy this episode, and I will be more careful from future episodes. And thanks a lot for reading it. Bye bye. See you. Love you.